Hello everyone, how are you doing? Me, I'm fine, thanks for asking. So fine indeed that I will share a story with you today. A story about how I almost set my entire house on fire when I was a kid. And yes, I know it seems clickbaity, but it's actually true. So I was like 14 years old, I think, and my mom and dad sent me to go buy some shit, I don't remember. They weren't at home though. They called me and they were like, go and buy this or that. I don't remember. So, I went, I bought it, all cool. And on the way back, as I was walking on the sidewalk, I saw on my left a flare. Now, if you don't know what a flare is, you're probably too young, but I'm gonna explain it anyway. It's like those things that you light up when you're lost in an island, or those that take the what's it called? The fans when they watch a football match. Yeah, those ones. I'll put a screenshot of it anyway. So I see it, and 30-year-old me hasn't seen one, like never. I've seen it on television, and that's it. And it seemed pretty cool. Then again, everything seems cool to a kid. So I pick it up, legit straight out of the mud, and I take it home so happy. I'm like, holy shit, man, I'm gonna light this shit up. It's gonna be epic. And since nobody was at my home, my parents, it was gonna be easy. So I go home. I left the groceries at the kitchen, and I go talk to my brothers. I have two brothers. So I go and talk to them. I say to them, I'm gonna be gone for a while. You just don't worry about it. They're like, okay. So they sat and played on the PlayStation, and I went in the bathroom. See, I tried to play it a bit smart. I'm like, if it makes too much of a smoke, I'm gonna go to the bathroom and maybe compress it or something like that. So I go to the bathroom, and oh god, I legit poured like 5 liters of water in a bucket. I fill the bucket with water, and so I'm like, if anything goes wrong, I can put it out, I guess. Because I didn't know how they work at the time. I thought they were like fire. They light up, you pour them out with water, and it's done. But obviously, for anyone that has tried one, knows that's not the case. And so I go, and there was like, it opened like a match, I remember. So I tried it once, didn't work. I tried it twice, again didn't work, and I was so disappointed. I was like, oh man, she doesn't work. So I tried the third time, this time with a lot of power, and Jesus man, the shit just poof. And I was like, holy shit man, this is way too much than I expected. So I just throw it in the bucket of the water, and I see that it's not going out. And then I start freaking out. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? What do I do now? I was panicking, man. Jesus. And also the bucket was yellow, so with all the powder that came out of the flare, it just turned black. I was like, oh my god, man, it's gonna catch on fire, the bucket. Then our entire bathroom is gonna catch fire. Then our entire house is gonna catch fire. And I didn't worry about the fire or, anything getting hurt. I just got worried about my parents knowing about it. So, like, at that moment, I was just seeing this shit happening, and I was like, I gotta figure something out. But I gotta admit that 13-year-old me wasn't that smart. So I let the flare on because I thought that shit would go on for hours. Or, I don't know. I go to the kitchen because I was like, maybe the water in the bathroom doesn't work. So I'm gonna get some other water from the kitchen. I feel I don't remember actually what I feel with cold water or something. I don't remember. I feel something with cold water. I go to the bathroom again and I put it on again. Meanwhile, the flare was still on the water, and then I poured some more water on it. Like that's gonna make a difference. It clearly didn't. And then I was like, holy shit, man, this didn't work. This is going pretty bad right here. So, the next thing I thought of to do, and I swear to God this is true, I go to the kitchen again. This time I just pour some water in a small cup, and then I microwave the cup with the water. So I was like, man, maybe the flare is hot, the water will be hot as well. Maybe they cancel each other out. Genius, I know. So I tried that, and Jesus, when I got the second time in the bathroom, there was smoke everywhere, like everywhere. And because we have like a small window in the bathroom, which leads directly to the roof, I opened that and the smoke came out through there and went up on the roof, and it was like, black smoke. So I go with the hot water. It was so ridiculous. And if anyone had watched that, Jesus, I was like, with a cup of water, I pour it inside the bucket once more, and I was like, watching it, I was like, why isn't it working? And, at that point I was just out of ideas. I was like, shit, man, I don't know what to do now. So, brilliant. Once more, I know. I just shut the door behind me. And, because the smoke was too much, the small window in our bathroom wasn't enough to just get rid of it, I guess you could say. It had spread all over the house, man, all over the house. So I got to the living room where my brother's at, and I was like, what the fuck, man, I smelled something. They at the time were like 8 and 6, I think they were. So they didn't understand much. Me neither, obviously. So I go to them and they're like, I think something's burning up. And they were laughing because they thought a neighbor had done some shit. Oh man, little did they know. Our house was about to go down. So I closed the door behind me on the bathroom, and I just, like every kid, I just wait for it to go away, I guess. I was waiting and waiting, but here's where the shit begins. I didn't want to call my parents, obviously. So I opened every window I could find. Literally every window we had in the house, so that the smoke would go out. But you see, the thing is, when you do that, the neighbors notice the black smoke. So I do that, and we were living, at the first floor, I think. So, as you know, the smoke goes up, and everybody noticed it, and whoa, man, shit got serious there. Somebody called what's it called in English? The firefighters, yeah, that's right. They called the firefighters, and within 5 minutes, maybe less, they were outside our house, freaking out, man. I'm telling you, freaking out. And they were like, where's the fire? And legit, I see a firefighter breaking our door. I don't know how the fuck they did that, man. But they broke our door. They got inside, and they see us. They didn't just ask us. They grab us all three. They take us outside, and they asked me, which I was the oldest, so I guess that's why. They asked me, "Where is this fire? Where is the fire, man?" I was like, "Dude, there is no fire." Dude. And they were freaking out even more, man, because they thought something was on fire in our house, and I didn't even know about it. So then they got pissed because our parents weren't at home and they were calling them irresponsible and blah 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 blah. And I tell them what happened with the flare, and they got pissed even more. I mean, obviously, a kid sets a flare on fire in a fucking house, and everybody thinks the house is on fire. So, yeah, I can understand that. So, they got pissed. They called everything off. They were like, "It's cool, just a dumb kid over here." And yes. And so they're like, "We have to call your parents, man." And I'm like, "Oh shit!" I don't. It's alright. You don't have to. And like, no. You have. We have to call your parents, and then we'll leave. And I'm like, "Cool, cool. My life is over, but cool." So they called my parents. My mom was at work. I think my dad was just out for some business. I don't know. So my dad comes first, and Jesus, the theater I had to play, man, so I wouldn't get beaten up. It was insane. It was Oscar worthy even. My dad comes at her and he was so angry. He was looking at me. I was like, "Holy shit, man! I don't know. I don't know where to hide. I have to run or something." And I was like, you know those puppies in those movies with the overly exaggerated cute face? That was me at that moment. Legit. Because I was like, hey, if I go down, I might as well go down, gracefully or something. So, she says the famous thing that every parent says, "Come with me for a moment." And I was like, man, fuck me, man. And he wasn't even like, "Oh, thank God you're okay." No, he was like, "You're fucked, boy." And I knew I was fucked, obviously. So, yeah. And he was, "Come with me." So we go to the kitchen, and he's watching me there, like, how did my son come up so stupid, man? I mean, I can understand where he's coming from, honestly. And I was like, "Dad, it wasn't my fault, man. I didn't know him." I tried to make something up, honestly. I even tried to to blame my brothers at the moment, because they were too small, and then like, yeah, you know how kids are. I was like that, and then he got pissed even more because there was no way a 6-year-old and an 8-year-old would find a flare. I mean, they didn't go outside the house alone, so they knew it was me. Thankfully, not much damage was done. Besides, the bathroom was, Jesus. When I re-entered the bathroom, the whole ceiling was black. The bucket we had was just gone, melted. Literally have melted down. And I think that's it. And a terrible smell. Thankfully, actually, if I didn't have putting it on water, maybe it would have been worse. Because we had some blinders for the bathroom window. Maybe if I had left it on there, it would have actually caught on fire. It would be insane, man. So, I guess it turned out well. Or something, I don't know. So, yeah, my dad would say, "Okay, well, whatever." It was for him, which she gets, she gets pretty nervous at points. Well, not nervous. Angry, I mean. When shit like this happens. Because, he did them as well. He knows. But, he was cool with it, he was like, "Kids, whatever." But when my mom came home, oh, Jesus. She was the last person I expected to go apeshit. But she did. She comes home and she's like, "Where the fuck is that boy? I'm gonna kick him out of the house, man." And I was like, holy shit, dude. I mean, I didn't kill someone, just lit up a flare, And she legit wanted to kick me out of the house. I mean, not really, honestly. She was just trying to make me shit my pants. But, she did it. And the worst part is that my brothers were laughing the whole time. Because the conversation we were having with my father was like, pretty small, honestly. But with my mom, it lasted for an hour, and she just she was wondering where did we go wrong with me. You know, she was like, "Man, I don't remember dropping you with your head when you were little. We didn't beat you." She was like, I don't know, maybe he's just stupid or something. You know, shit happens, and you know. But you have to give me credit for it. I mean, you know, what kid wouldn't light up a flare if he had it? I mean, come on. Maybe not in a house. I wasn't expecting the scale of this shit. Uh, so yeah, that's my story for now. Uh, since it's the first one, it's pretty chill. Trust me, I have some pretty fucked up ones. I'm gonna I'm gonna upload the story like twice a week or something. The next one, I'm gonna tease it a little bit. The next one is gonna be how I opened my middle brother's head. You know, that opened straight up, and I got away with it too. You know, yeah. I'll tell you about that in a couple of days or something. Anyway, thanks for watching or listening. Thanks for bearing with me. And I'll see you very soon. Bye.